often go live into YouTube, actually, I have to say, but I wanted to just respond to a post or a comment on one of my other videos, and I thought actually the easiest way is to jump on here and demo the thing live to you. So what are we talking about? I have a video that is all about Ecamm Live, how to use a DSLR camera and microphone. And then there was another one that I've got which is talking about how to use your DSLR camera with Zoom. And there's several people asking kind of the same question, which is if you're using a Canon camera, so backtrack a bit. I'm talking about and promoting a Panasonic Lumix G7. I've got an equipment list. I'll put it in the description below this afterwards. And with that, as I'm using it here, I have a HDMI lead that plugs in through a HDMI converter into my computer. And then the microphone that is attached to my camera, the audio also goes across that HDMI lead. But not every camera does that. And unless you're up to a 5D Mark IV and some of the bigger Canon cameras or some of the really new Canon cameras, you can't send audio across that HDMI feed. So how do we get around it? And actually, if you're an ECAM user, if you're using ECAM, it's possible to have a Canon camera. I've got an M50 here that all you need instead of that HDMI lead, ECAM will allow you to just use the USB lead that came with the camera, plug it straight into your computer, and this is going to be a bit close right in my ear. In fact, let me back it up a little bit. I can switch this camera feed over, and there you go. That's coming through from my Canon, as good as that. But the audio at the minute isn't coming through. So if I'd got an external, let's change this back a little bit too close. If I had, for instance, a lav microphone system, so I've got one end attached to me here, and I've got the other end attached to the top of here, or I've got a shotgun mic that's maybe sitting on the top of here, how can I send that audio across? We found a hack. In fact, I found it on YouTube, and I can't remember where I spotted it, so I would reference it. You can get one of these little cables that splits. So your MacBook Pro has a headphone slot in it. It's not really designed to be a microphone slot, but by using one of these, so we're going to plug this into the MacBook Pro, and this end, one of them is a headphone slot and one of them is a microphone slot. So we forget about the headphone one, we take the microphone, and this that would normally be on the top of here plugged into the side of the camera, we're just going to slot into here. Okay, so receiver is now plugged into this. That goes into the side of my Mac. My transmitter end is turned on, and let's just attach this. Hi, as a few of you on. Let me know if this is useful and helpful in the comments. Right, so we've changed this over now. So my audio now should be coming through from this. I haven't switched it yet. What I'm going to do is just quickly show you my screen. This is Ecamm's live demo mode, and it just allows me to share my screen. If I put my system preferences up and I look in sound, look, I've got external microphone in the microphone port, and I can adjust that microphone input on here. I can see that it's coming through. Okay, so I can leave that open for now. And then down here, this is why I wanted to do this screen share part of it with you. I can change inside Ecamm to external microphone, and now the feed is coming through from this. So yeah, there is a way around it. There is a hack. So I could be working with this now. I've got this camera over here. Let's push that back a bit. I'm going to tell you one limitation that I've found. So I'm now talking over here. I'm using my M50. The other great thing about going through the USB cable rather than a HDMI is the face tracking that normally you can't get off this screen. It's nothing to do with getting a clean HDMI output. That live tracking, you cannot get rid of if you're coming across HDMI. If you use USB, and really the only way to do that is by going through ECAM, then that disappears. I can see it on this screen, you can't see it on that one. And now I've got my audio coming through as well. So it's absolutely doable. John's using the M50 and an external. Let's bring you up on the chat here, John. In fact, let me change my screen over in a second. There we go. Using an M50 and an external mic plugged into a Rode audio interface, and that goes into the Mac. Ecamm allows me to download the audio and video as one file. Yeah, absolutely. So you're already going through an external mixer, you're doing it that way. This is guys that have been saying to me, you know, I've got the camera and I've got a microphone that's stuck on the top of it, which is working great. Slacking it off first, I should know that. You know, they're saying this is a great solution, it works really well for doing my videoing, but I want it to be able to come in. Whoops, let's quickly stop that thing sharing. You're looking at all that coming in. Yeah, they're wanting a quick solution without having to go through mixing desks and audio interfaces and things. That sounds like a great setup that you've got there, John. Well done for that. John's saying it allows him to put the mic closer to his big fat mouth. One thing that I have found, and I haven't done a lot of testing on this, I've got this 2 meter, 3 meter length, an extension lead that I used to use back in the day. If you went back on my channel and see some of my old videos, I was using a Canon 5D and I was using a microphone that was attached to me on an extension lead going back into the camera. When I plug this setup into this, it doesn't like it and it doesn't see it on my Mac as an input. So interesting, it doesn't seem to like going through an extension. I don't know whether there's some testing that can be done on different types of extensions or the length of that extension. But I know that going straight in here without any extra plugs, I guess, you know, we've got the little extension that's plugged in here that's now giving us a mic. We're then going through an extension. We're then plugging it into the camera. Understandably, it's going through a lot of stages there. I'm not surprised really that it is playing up, but hopefully that's been helpful. Aquarium one says, yes, it's helpful. While I'm on here, any other questions, guys? Can I help you at all? Anything to do with ECAM or cameras and stuff like this? Very conscious at the minute. I've actually been over in my Facebook group showing up almost daily just saying, how can I serve you? What can I do for you at the minute? Very conscious. People are you know, struggling or in a mess, and a lot of people have been forced into live streaming when they didn't want to be. Yeah, reach out to me if I can help you. Does Canon camera have Bluetooth? For the audio, no, I don't believe it does. Inkstained Sword, I've been using the Blue Yeti X right into the USB port, works beautifully with the Apple. Not entirely understanding the need for all this mess. Okay, yeah, it's because if you've got a microphone sitting on your desk and it's going straight in, great. What I'm doing, actually the reason I came on here was somebody had messaged me because they're doing fitness classes and they've got a mic like this, and normally it goes straight into their camera, and they've been just recording straight into the camera, and they're saying, can I use this through Ecamm now that I've been kind of forced to take this online? So that's really Inkstained Sword. That's where the question has come from. That's why we're covering this. And there are other questions that have been coming into the group with people saying, I'm used to using this microphone system straight into the camera. Will it work if I'm live streaming? So that's where we're coming from. Can we talk about the Parrot teleprompter? This? Yeah, absolutely. What would you like to know? Using the M50 with Parrot teleprompter and Sigma 16mm, getting some serious vignetting that has to be cropped out. Really? With the 16mm. And you're just attaching this straight to the end of, you know, fixing it on the ring. I haven't got the 16mm. It's a beautiful lens. I know I can fit this straight on with the ring straight onto the 22mm on here, and it's not a problem. You're clipping the edges of the cover. Is that what you're saying? I don't know a solution for that. The 16mm, so you're pretty wide out to be on that. Again, with the 20mm that's on the Panasonic here, not a problem, but in fairness, that's the equivalent of a 40 on the Canon. John, I don't know, I'm afraid. That it's limited, you know, that distance, that range. If yours is hitting out, I think cropping it is the only solution. If you were using a tool like Ecamm, and I don't know if you are, yeah, I realise the Sigmas are prime. What would I recommend? Did you say about the M50? I've got a 22mm on the end of here at the minute, and I'm finding it's a really nice, in fact, bear with me a second, I'm not even on this mic, am I? Let me go and get the ring adapter and show you how it fits to that. So with your teleprompter, as you know, you've got a set of rings. This is 43mm on this one, which is here. So I can attach the, and then I'll show you the feed coming through it, and we'll just test it for you and double check that we're good. Let's take this mic off because it's not doing anything. Can you see what we're doing? And actually, let me just demonstrate to you. I'm on, Johnny, do you have ECAM at all? Camera effects. If I were to look, I can zoom in with this with ECAM. So I can come over here and just come in a bit closer. Slide this onto the front. Right, and that's not hitting, I'm not getting any problem with that at all. So if I back that off a bit, or I back off a bit, let me show you the feed coming through from this camera. So right up to the edges there, there's no vignetting going on with the teleprompter attached. Okay. And so those of you that don't know what we're talking about, what this is, fantastic bit of kit. I don't think I've actually done a proper review on it, have I? I did a quick unboxing. The Parrot teleprompter comes with an app. I can load my scripts onto it here. Keep questions coming, guys. It's quite good. I wasn't expecting to stay on and do this, but I'm very happy to if people are on and asking. So this gives me a script that comes up on my phone. I can pop that in here. And then what this is doing for me is it allows me, if I tilt that down, you can see what's going on in here. I can put it up like that. With a remote control that is laying here somewhere, I can control this. So I could be talking to this and I can start that script going. And as you can see there, I'm looking straight down the lens of that. And so the feed, as it would totally, you can't see any of that coming through in this feed. And I'm able to sit here and read a script off of there. It's fantastic. So I absolutely love this Parrot teleprompter. So, and look at that for a crop as well, John. You're saying about your 16mm. Look, so if I show you on here, bear with, let me bring this one up and then I'll bring this feed in as a little picture-in-picture. So this is me, I'm just demonstrating to you. My microphone is going to drop a bit because my shotgun's over there. But look how close I am to this, and look at that crop coming through. That's okay. That's actually the kind of distance and the crop that I would normally do my videos at anyway. And look, that's kind of touching distance of the camera. So yeah. That Sigma, in fairness, so is your 16mm Sigma going through a converter ring? Because I think that steps up as well, doesn't it? So, yeah, let's put that back off. I'm getting myself in a mess there. There you go. What do you think to that, guys? So, John's saying looks good. Yes. Let me just drop back up a bit. Joseph saying, we're using Canon and external audio. Have the virtual cam on and excellent to work through Zoom. Absolutely, Joseph, this is exactly what I've just been suggesting to somebody over in my Facebook group earlier. I'm saying to them, this is totally the way to do it. However, Ecamm sound effects plays on our speakers, but doesn't go through to others. Yeah, so I feel like I'm cropped in there. Oh, of course, I'm still zoomed in from before. Your virtual cam, so the Ecamm's view will go out and go into Zoom. It'll send that, but Zoom, while Zoom will look for the video feed to come in from Ecamm, there's no option to be an input. So all it's going to hear is you. Now I did hear the guys over in the Ecamm community speak to somebody about a very kind of technical way around this through different bits of software that would take it through. If you really need to do that, then reach out to Glenn over in the Ecamm Live community group. I'm sure he can help you out, but it sounded a real trouble. That is definitely a limitation. So if I'm playing a presentation, for instance, if in Ecamm I'm talking and then I want to bring a video in, or I want to show something on there, or potentially I brought a guest in on Skype, none of that is going to go out and through and into Zoom. Yeah, so I'm afraid I don't know a way that you can do that. It will just pick it up through your speakers, and it will be a very low quality coming through. Did you see me use Ecamm? John says to zoom in. Absolutely. So I can share my screen again. Hopefully, I tell you what I need to do is just turn off. Oh, do not disturb is on. My email suddenly popped up earlier, and I thought that's not cool having that suddenly jump up on my screen. So let me share my screen again. There is an option on here to do a live demo mode. So you're looking at my screen. What I can do over here, camera effects. So I choose the camera that I'm on, and some amazing controls in here. I've actually got green screen. I don't know whether you... Green screen. Let me quickly show you this. Which way am I going? Because it really is a cool feature. While we're in here and you're seeing my screen, look, here I am, green screen. I can flick on this and adjust that fade level to get a really cool green screen effect going on behind me. And again, within Ecamm, I can change this around. I can choose different pictures and things. Let me just come out of this view so you can see me. Let's turn off live demo mode. Okay, so now you can see this feed coming through. How cool is that? While I'm in here, so let's come back into live demo mode and just show you. So if down here then in my camera effects, what I can do is zoom and pan, and it allows me to zoom in on here and just move that around as well. So yeah, absolutely, within Ecamm, if you're needing to just crop the edges off, then you could just bring that in a little bit, and that's your simplest. It's not going to cost you anything extra, rather than going out and buying a new lens. Yeah. Well, I don't think it was that expensive, that 22mm, and it's a beautiful little lens, really nice. I know your 16mm is quite a long, it's a fantastic prime lens. So yes, so the Sigma's not going through. Okay, so you've got it made for this. Brilliant, just straight into Ecamm. No, all I'm meaning, do you have, I didn't know if it was done for, what are the fittings called? AFS, isn't it, rather than AFM? Is that right, on Canons now? The guys at Ecamm said they're working on their own version of Zoo-like software that will integrate with Ecamm seamlessly, just as part of their Pro Ecamm package, supposed to happen soon. Yeah, so what John's saying here is that people have been complaining for a long time and not wanting to bring guests in over Skype. Lots of people have been saying, can I bring guests in on Zoom and things like this? Well, Ecamm are going to do a great job of it. It's well into development at the minute. We were having a play with it, or they were almost got it ready at Social Media Marketing World last month. where actually you're going to be able, as an Ecamm user, you're going to be able to send a link out to your guest. They will come straight in and they will be getting the feed. They will be able to see exactly what you're seeing in front of you on that shared screen. So yeah, absolutely. But how long it takes to get all the way through, I don't know. No problem, Joseph, thank you. Green screen's great. Am I lighting the screen? No, nothing extra. So as you can see, when I turn that off, that's the screen behind me. It's just the lights that I've got on it anyway. I tend to use these, I've got Viltrox LED panels behind me that I can work from here. I have a full equipment list. I'll drop it into the description when I get off of here. And let you have a look at that. It's basically everything that I use for my videos that you can see. But yeah, so it allows me to do that. Green screen, flick it on. The other way that this is really useful is if I were to share my screen like this, and instead of me sitting down here in a circle, I can go for this effect and watch what happens when I hit green screen and go transparent. Suddenly, look, I'm sitting down here now, and I'm able to share my screen and do this while I'm sitting down here. So it isn't just a gimmicky thing. You know, it isn't just if you haven't got a background and you're struggling. I find this amazing. And actually, when I've done presentations and slideshows, it allows me, this one might not show. Yes, it is. All right. So for instance, this is me doing a webinar like this. And if I want to bring me in, give me a second, it wasn't ready for me. If I bring me in like this and I do the green screen and I go transparent, how cool is that for me to be doing a webinar presentation, scrolling through like that, and I'm sitting here on the screen just in front of it. Some amazing features and tools inside Ecamm. I've got a whole playlist showing you know, things that you can do in here. Always happy to talk about it, help people out with it. Yeah, amazing. Brad's going to watch the replay. Definitely want to know how to use your external mic with your Canon and Ecamm. Currently do this by plugging in mic through the sound mixer and then USB to your computer. Yeah, and if you've got all that set up, Brad, carry on with it, because to be honest, that's what, you know, it's the best way to go. This is really when I've had people saying to me, I'm used to having a mic attached to the camera. You know, what do I do? How do I need to go out and buy that mixer? And it's something else to set up and go through. I'm just trying to simplify it really. The new Sigma fits directly onto Canon. Yeah, I was assuming you meant, because I've got old Canon kit and I know you can get a converter and bring it across to the new one. I was thinking that was what you were doing. In fact, I thought I had it sitting here in front of me. I haven't. Love the transparent picture in picture, says John. Absolutely. Yep, Rabbi Eduardo is going to try that. Do have a go at it and come back to me. Let me know if you've got any questions on it. I'm trying to get better at just jumping on here. I always read every comment that comes into YouTube anyway, and I try to respond and give an answer to it. But yeah, and here's a little shameless plug. Look, this is another feature of Ecamm that literally only came out yesterday. How cool is this? Look, they've just included this little ticker along the bottom here. So I can write a bit of text in here and it can scroll along the bottom, and it's a great way for me to just show you that my YouTube Academy, I change around. I do an Ecamm Live Academy where I'm teaching everyone how to use Ecamm, and then I do a YouTube Academy where I help people get started. And if you know you've always wanted to get a YouTube channel, or you've started one and it just isn't working, it's a great little boot camp for 2 weeks. We turn up live. I've got a whole load of videos already made. We drip them out to you over a week. We get on calls, and in the same way as I'm doing here, Brad's liking that. We can get on here and I can, help you and get that going with you. You can adjust the speed of the thing. Look at this. I think it would drive people mad. And you just link that up with Oh, I've changed my cameras around now. You link that up with your scenes if you're a user already over here on Ecamm. So it doesn't have to be there all the time. I attach it to a scene and then I say, no, that's enough, let's turn that off. But then it can come up on here. I can change the fonts, the colors, the speeds, the sizes. I love it. I was just on the live yesterday when Glenn was just introducing this and he was saying, yeah, it took a couple of hours sitting in front of the TV programming it. The guys are amazing. Yeah. Get people to WLC. What do you mean by that? That's a technical term, John. You're showing me up now because I don't know what you're talking about. Love the fact that it moves. Yeah, it does. I mean, I've gone for this bright red on here. I can, if I again show you my screen, live demo mode. Can you see that? I can change this background. We could go for a black background if that's a bit nicer. I can change the fonts, the size of it. Let's go a bit bigger and save that. Speed it up. It's taking too long to get across. Looks a little bit sticky fast like that, doesn't it? Can shove it up the top if I'd rather. Yep, there you go. Some fun stuff from Ecamm. I'll put a link to Ecamm in here as well if you're interested and you're not using it. You can take a 14-day trial of it. An incredible bit of software. It is Mac only. Watch live content. Oh, well done. See, you're all in the know. John, Brad, you're showing me up now. Watch, like, comment. Watch live content. Okay. So interesting. Which is it? Who's right? Who's wrong? Right. Nice chatting with you guys. If you are Facebook users, look me up on Pro Video Made Easy. I've got an open Facebook group over there where loads of people are asking questions, trying to give as much support as possible. Just realizing I might be, is that getting an echo through there? Because it looked like that was picking up. Forgive me if you were getting an echo there. Okay, Brad was guessing. Fairly priced backgrounds. What's this? What you mean in here? Yeah, so the echo's gone. I've just realized one of the things with Ecamm, so Ecamm has a little tick down here that says echo cancellation, but because I've had this plugged into the headphones, it knocks that feature out because it assumes I've got headphones. And why does it need to do an echo cancellation if it can't hear itself? So I've just spotted that was on. So there's something that you would need to know if you were going to use this system. Echo's gone now, yeah. So the echo cancellation is back on. So you like this, do you? I have one of my Pro Video Academy students, bless her, is in a small little room, a bedroom that she's working from. And she's sat on the end of a bed with a computer in front of her, pulls this screen up, puts a really smart background on it. You would never know. And I absolutely love that. It really does give people, it's not just a gimmicky thing to have something crazy going on behind you. It really can be a lifesaver for people. But as you're seeing here, it does make a big difference having a good camera setup, having decent lighting going on. You don't have to do anything fancy. I've only got literally, I've got lights on my ceiling that are just out here in the office anyway. I've got a couple of these LEDs. That's the power that they're putting onto it. They're like $180, I think, for a twin set with the stands and with the remote. So not silly money. Yeah, working from bed, absolutely. And certainly at the time, Eduardo, certainly for now, having green screen, being able to do this, set up at home, you could almost have a look, an office look going on behind you and get away with it. Where do you get the images for the green screens? Is that what you're asking? You could go to unsplash.com. They do a whole load of stock photos. The trick for getting a background is getting one that the scale is right on. because sometimes the photo might be taken from low or the angle's wrong, and it just looks weird when you're sitting in front of it. It looks totally fake. If you can get one where it's shot at the right angle so that it looks like you genuinely are sitting in front of it, or you can pick up something, you can get different. Let's put that back and I'll run through them. So you can get something like that. This is built into Ecamm. They put some default ones in here. So these ones are all in here by default anyway. There's video. You can have a looping video playing behind you if you like. Check out this one that I made. So you can have a lot of fun. You can see that the lighting's totally off on this one. But yeah, so you can have fun with it. But yeah, you can go off and find any of these. So what I was going to show you, you know, you could get a solid background like this. These guys got a nice beach scene going on behind them. So some of them built in, but a lot of these I just went off to Unsplash and found. This one is from Unsplash. This is one that I like, although my wife says that that lamp's kind of in my way and hitting my head when I do it. Yeah, there you go. You were asking about fairly priced backgrounds for green. So actually the green screen itself, is that what you're meaning? Rather than actually the picture to go up there? Yeah, so well, I've just answered that one anyway, if it was that. If you're meaning the green screen, this is a Niwa one that is a pull-up that I think was about $120. Images, okay, so we were right. And you can get video clips as well to go on there as well. You can literally, you do need to have it chrome, this kind of the right green color for green screen, but you can just get like a felt backdrop and pin it up on a wall or hang it behind you. I bought one of them for literally about $10 before, but I just like the convenience of this, and you gotta love how cool that is to be able to scroll like that, right? I do it on my webinars and on my presentations, and I get halfway in and it's just that, whoa, this is a bit of fun. Okay, right. Well, I probably should be getting off. I've been on for half an hour and I only came on quickly to answer a question, but wonderful to connect with you. And yeah, if any of you are interested in Ecamm, I'll put links. You can get a 14-day trial of it. A wonderful bit of software. And if you've got a YouTube channel, awesome. If you're looking at a YouTube channel, we've got our YouTube Academy coming up. I've got to say, I'm a huge fan of YouTube. Genuinely, I run a pro video academy. I teach people how to do video like this. And more as I speak to them, and I'll mention, you know, where did I first get on your radar? Where did you first find me? 70% of them plus will say, I spotted you on YouTube. And it might have been a video like this that I just got in front of someone and they went, oh, this guy's cool. I like him. I like his content. He seems a nice guy. And then, you know, maybe they spot me again. And I've actually just introduced myself to them. I've helped them out. I haven't sold anything to them. I've just solved a problem. And I think YouTube is incredible for that, for being like a virtual shop window for you to get out there and serve, get in front of your audience. And when they want to buy something from you, they'll remember you and they'll come back to you. So I'm sure for all of you, there's an opportunity, if you haven't already, whether you come and let me help you or not, definitely have a look at setting up a YouTube channel. And maybe now, while we're pretty much all on lockdown and we're stuck at home, why don't you use it as a great opportunity to invest some time, do some studying, get going and set up a YouTube channel that I still get comments come in on videos that I made like 5 years ago. People are going, thanks so much, that was really helpful. And I think, I can't even remember making that. So, let's just have some new comments coming in. Emily, hi, good to have you on. Sounds like the Canons don't move audio through the HDMI. Depends on the models. There are a few, I need to get a list. The problem is, it's not a common feature and it's really hard to find. I'd love there to be a site somewhere where they've actually tested all the cameras and could show you. The Canon 5D Mark IV carries audio over HDMI, but that's like a £2.5 camera. It was actually the reason I've been on Canon for like 15 years more as a professional photographer. I saw Panasonic. I ended up getting hold of a G7. I've actually got 4 Panasonic cameras now, but I ended up getting a G7, which I got one recently secondhand off eBay for about $250, and it carries audio over the HDMI. Amazing. The M50 doesn't, I believe. Who said to me recently, I think is it the 250D? They think will carry audio over HDMI. So I want to try that and test it out. Yeah, ink stain sword, absolutely. We did it. We were at Social Media Marketing World a month ago. I was there with the guys from ECAM. And in this whole kind of exhibition, people milling around, I literally grabbed my phone and just held it up and recorded just, 3 seconds of just stuff going on, sent it across onto my laptop, put it up, and there it is as a background. And I'm able to demonstrate it to guys that were coming onto our booth, and I'm saying, look, and they were going, how's that going? That's over there. How is that behind me? Yeah, you can anything you like. You can grab it as a little video clip, throw it up here, and it will work behind you. It is a great feature. Right, M50. So, Emily, did you see the start of this? Because there is a workaround. This is my M50. I'm a bit squashed in here now because I got a green screen behind me that I just kicked against the wall. This is my M50 with a teleprompter attached to it. I don't know what lens you have. I definitely would recommend this little 22mm lens. So look at this. You're going to see, actually, if you go back through the video, you'll see this, but what the heck, we'll have a quick look now. So if I show you the feed that's coming through, this is the M50 with the 22mm lens. Where had I got it earlier? Because I've got both views coming on. Let's drop that one down there. You can see then down there. So that's showing you over there what I'm doing. This is, so at that distance, look, I can be as close as this to it, and I can get that kind of a nice crop. Amazing. But if you're going to use a microphone that's attached to that, you need to send it through and let it come straight into your Mac. Yep, come through it again in a minute. You're very welcome, Emily. Thank you very much. Answering your questions. Good. Oh, looking in the side of my ear. Hang on, let me change that over. There we go. That's been really good. You're encouraging me to do this more. Right, I'm going to leave you to it. What is it? 6:20 here in the UK. You're probably from all over the world. Maybe it's early morning for you, but I've had a long day. I'm going to head in. Thank you ever so much. And yeah, we'll see you soon. All right, I'll get those links and things up in the description now. And if you want to see my equipment list, which is the Panasonic stuff that I'm using here, all the mics, all the stuff, then I've made all that available to you. You can download it and buy any of those bits. California, wonderful. I was in San Diego just last month, Emily. Hi there. What program are you using to go live right now? You just caught me. I'm just about to jump off. We're using ECAM Live, Mac only, but it's incredible software. If you skip back through this or watch it in the replay, you'll see how we've brought green screen in. We've done little tickers on the screen, all kinds of things. Yeah. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. Right, I am going to run this time. Bermuda. Lucky you. Right, okay, I got to go. Sorry. See you soon. Bye.